Greetings, friends. Welcome back to 7 Science Questions and Why They Matter. This is part 6 in the series called The Earth is Young. Today, we'll discover how the buildup of sediment on the ocean floors, or lack thereof, is more exciting evidence that the Earth cannot be more than several thousand years old. On this time scale, Darwinian evolution is completely impossible, because there's nowhere near enough time for simple life to evolve into more complex forms, even if that were actually possible. But before we dive into the details on this, let's do a brief review of the two schools of thought concerning the age of the Earth and the universe. I find it fascinating that these two timelines are so radically different, and yet nearly all modern scientists adhere to one or the other of these two opposing theories. Okay, let's take a look. Dr. Luke, in the 3rd chapter of his Gospel, gives us an unbroken genealogy from Adam through Christ of only 76 generations. After we multiply by about 50 years per generation and add 2,018 years to get us from Christ till today, we see that the New Testament is telling us that the Earth is only 6,000 years old. Secular science, on the other hand, through unproven methods, give us an estimate of 4.6 billion years. That is a staggering 769,000 times longer than the New Testament value. One thing's for sure, somebody is way off here. So, our topic for today reveals yet another one of the many Earth clocks that are telling us that the Earth cannot be millions or billions of years old. Slow but observable changes, such as the rate of increase in the salt levels of our oceans, the increasing distance from the Earth to the Moon, and changes in the size and intensity of our Sun, represent real scientific data that fly directly in the face of old Earth thinking. And this means that unproven theories such as molecules to man or Darwinist evolution are quite impossible. So, let's get started.
Guaranteed I can blow your mind.
Hey, who brought the singing girls in here? Never mind. Anyway, to begin, it is important to understand that our oceans have hard bedrock floors. On top of these hard surfaces, layers of mud and silt build up over time, due to the soft materials being brought into the oceans from rivers and streams, and the depth of these soft layers increases slowly over time. As a matter of fact, around 20 billion metric tons of new soft material is deposited into our oceans every year. Of this, only about 5% is removed by burial under the ocean floors as the tectonic plates slowly slide against one another. This means that a massive 19 billion metric tons of new material is deposited on the ocean floors every year. At this rate, the accumulated sediment should be many miles deep if these processes have been occurring for the last 4.6 billion years, as proposed by old-age geologists. So, what do we actually find on the ocean floors? Sediment layers only around 1/4 of a mile deep on average. This means that the maximum age of the oceans would be only a few million years old if we assume gradualistic deposits only. But wait, what about the global flood? The catastrophic geologic activity that would have accompanied the flood, such as extreme volcanic activity, muddy runoff as the waters receded, and huge amounts of dislodged soil, vegetation, and trees, would certainly cause very rapid accumulation of huge layers of sedimentary deposits. And taking this into account brings the likely ages of the oceans down into the thousands of years range. Yes, you heard that right. So let's go back and see how this affects our two timelines. Since Dr. Luke gives a world history of only 6,000 years, this is in excellent agreement with what we observe in the oceans today. Friends, this creates a big problem for secular science time frame, because the accumulated sediments are many, many times too shallow to support billions of years, or anywhere close to that number. Okay, so let's update the scoreboard and see where we now stand. Our totals now read Luke 6, Secular Science 0. Once again, the Bible shows itself to be historically accurate and scientifically credible in every verse, while the timelines required for Darwinistic evolution are not in alignment with the observed data. So maybe you should stop listening to those who want to throw the Bible in the garbage because of trumped-up fake science. Pick up a copy today or find it online and take another look at the Bible's amazing message of love, forgiveness, redemption, and eternal life through the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. Okay, we'll see you next time, and until then, know that trusting God's revealed word is the most scientifically sound and intellectually satisfying choice you can make. Until then, eternally, live long and prosper. Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. Image of Sirach.